What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Kofi Kingston, a.k.a. 1/3 of the New Day. You're not going to say it with me, sir? Yeah, come on, you better participate. Let's try it again. 1/3 of the New Day, and you are watching The Young and the Wrestlers. Ha 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 ha.
Welcome to The Young and the Wrestlers, the Pop Culture's WWE podcast, the show that takes a look at the soap opera nature of the WWE, storylines, characters, fantasy booking. It's what we love to do. We just mark the hell out. I'm one of your hosts, Ryan Betson, alongside...
I'm not Mark, I'm Jem.
In case you're confused. This is our Raw and SmackDown, well, just Raw today, in review, and it comes at you every Thursday morning at 8 a.m. in podcast services, 9 a.m. on those YouTubes. If you want to join in that wrestling conversation, head over to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Discord. All those links are in the down below area. If you want to support the show as it happens, head over to twitch.tv/thepopcultures, where you can watch us record this show live. If you want to support the show, you can. Tell your friends, tell your family about this little wrestling pod. Top 10 in Ireland, by the way. Just thought I'd put that out there again this week. If you're listening to us on podcast services, be sure to give us a 5-star rating and a written review. Additionally, if you're on the YouTubes, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Watch the video, would help. And subscribe, ring notification bell. Support us financially, patreon.com/popcultures, merchandise, popcultures.com/shop, where you can buy shirts and other sort of shit without logos on it. Jem, you have good news.
I have good news. I got a second job. I got the call back today after my interview yesterday, informing me that I was the preferred candidate, and not only did I meet their expectations in the interview, I exceeded them, and thus I will be working at a blood collection centre in Airport West coming end of this month at the latest.
Yeah. That's it's like
Cheers to
for
that.
those that don't know, earlier in the year when shit started hitting the fan, Jem made the call. She's like, I'm gonna be a phenomenist. So she went and did her degree of philosophy, where she with the art of removing blood from a human, and obviously was good at it because she's got a fucking job.
Piercing experience definitely helps.
Right.
So I am over the moon, and I can't wait to get into it.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
But in the meantime, let's get rolling. How you doing?
I'm pretty good, man. I'm very happy today, might I add. If any of the do follow me on the social medias, today was a sort of a landmarky day, as my newest shipment of wrestling shirts arrived. Some of the on clearance WrestleMania shirts that I bought, as well as that very fucking fluorescent New Day unicorn tie-dye motherfucker. That thing looks mint, by the way. And we should also note they arrived at an XL. That's right. And then while I was out and about adventuring, I was like, I'm gonna see what fucking pant size I am right now. So like I said, during my weight loss journey, I started a size 44, and then I gave them to a tailor, what are they called? A seamstress, and she made them smaller. Yeah. So I actually have no idea what size I really was. So today I went and I was like, I need a new jumper because my jumper's all fat and I hate it. I want a new jumper. Got a new jumper, 2 sizes smaller. Win. Jumpers are always bigger. It's misleading. I was like, well, okay, cool. Well, let's look at some pants. I need some shorts because we're about to hit spring. All my shorts are like an old fat size. I wore one on Saturday. I put it up. And it was like literally, it was like the clean, like up down, just like. Yeah, so I'm like size 38 now. So that's like what?
Cheers to
three
that.
sizes down, something like that. I'll drink my water because that's what I do. Yeah.
Killing it. Absolutely killing
that's very
it.
good
So
stuff.
proud of your work,
Thanks,
man.
man.
You're looking so good.
Where do you want to start?
Not so big, Daddy Betson.
Not so big, Daddy Betson. Well, it's big, nasty Betson now.
Yeah. Well,
you know what?
there's a lot to go through.
Let's get it right out of the way. Let's rip that Band-Aid off. Today's a sad day,
let's
Jem.
do it.
It is a
sad day for Australian
sad
wrestling.
Day. Following up from their kickoff match at Payback, we saw a repeat match between the Riot Squad and the IIconics. The stipulation on this match, however, was the winner gets a tag team title shot against the new holders, Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. The losers
At Clash of Champions.
The losers must split up as a tag team.
Disband.
So, IIconics versus the Riot Squad. Ruby Riott secures the win for the Riot Squad with a roll-up on Billie Kay while Liv and Peyton were busting on the outside.
Yeah, so a little bit of a duo buzz happened. Peyton and Liv sort of grabbed each other and like their hair and did like the face slammy thingy and took each other out. And in that kerfuffle, Ruby Riott was able to get the roll up on Billie Kay. Which means that the IIconics have to disband. Now, the tantrum was hilarious, but this moment was not iconic.
It was not iconic.
It sucks, to say the least, because I think they are probably one of the stronger tag teams in the division right now.
But maybe not like,
and I think they have
in ring, maybe not so much because we haven't really been able to see their full extent. But I think in terms of cohesive pairs, I think they are probably one of the strongest tag team women in that respect.
Yeah, 100%. Which, yeah, it was a bit devastating. Obviously, Billie Kay getting the loss, and the tantrum was hilarious, mind you. I thought that was just the funniest. But Peyton Royce did get her own because they showed up at Raw Underground and Peyton threw Billie in the ring against Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke, and Duke just like one boot knocked her out. And I think that made Peyton feel a lot better about the whole situation.
Yeah. So this comes on the back of there being a long time held want for Peyton to go have a singles run. So I guess someone's getting what they want. Not us, but
yeah.
someone.
Well, look, I honestly think that, they had a pre-match interview which was super emotional.
Post-match interview.
Which I did watch. Post-match interview. Yeah, super emotional. But they did say, we can't be with each other out there, but we're still going to be back, like, here for each other back here. And I honestly think that both of them could have amazing singles runs if they put their whole body, mind, and soul into it. Like, they can do it. They've gotten here, like, the first female Aussie tag team to make the big leagues. Like, if they can do that, they can do anything, in my opinion. So I'm hopeful for what the future brings for them. As devastated as I am to see them separate, I'm hopeful for what's going to happen in the future with them.
It's tough times. The yawning and the wet eyes are unrelated.
Yeah.
No. Look, it sucks. It sucks.
Yeah.
It is a bit of a loss to the women's division. I believe, and not just the fact that we are, a bit of iconic marks as while also being Australian. For me, it comes down to I don't understand why this stipulation was needed when we were having a discussion just the other day about how there is a lack of women tag teams in general. Why remove one?
To the point where they're slapping, Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax together. Like,
yeah,
it's shitty.
Yeah. In the chat, Dash adds, it's simple. Vince thinks Peyton is money, and Peyton is money. She's incredibly good looking. She's an incredibly good looking woman. She can wrestle, as can Billie Kay. Billie Kay also incredibly good looking woman.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Yeah.
Peyton's husband, Sean Spears, is on a competing brand. Therefore, you probably want to try to lock her down if you can. Otherwise, AEW might get a little bit more iconic.
Yes, exactly right.
So if they can lock her down, maybe give her a singles run, put her in a place where she may become a champion, like a singles champion, maybe that'll be less likely that she'll want to go elsewhere.
Exactly right. Yeah, who knows? The opportunities are endless.
Well, no, they're quite focused, because if there was endless, they'd be able to be a tag team again.
Yeah. No, but I'm excited for future prospects.
Yeah, fuck yeah, why not? I'm down for it.
Something amazing too. Yeah, exactly it. I mean, we haven't had Rhea Ripley's doing it for us at the moment, but we on the main roster, we don't really have a big Australian female personality. So I think Peyton could fill that void really well.
Yeah, because I guess we're having. There's a weird time right now. Like, Australia is not getting the love. Well, we kind of are. We are. Like, we got Buddy Murphy there. He's not doing a whole lot. The IIconics just got split. Ray Ripley's hanging around. Bronson Reed had a good old run, but didn't win the title. So,
Yeah.
All right, Jem, I'm going to let you set the next bit. I need to blow my schnoz, because it must be the heat in this room. And the fact that I've got a heat back on because I've jacked my neck somehow.
Maybe.
I'm just profusely leaking from my nose. Could also be the you-know-what's-it, but I guarantee it's not. Yeah. I'll be back.
Where do we go? All right, well, I'm going to take something that really excites me, and I'm going to go with the Mysterio Family. Unfortunately at Payback, Rey Mysterio did sustain an injury. He's torn something somewhere, which means that his match tonight against Seth Rollins, winner goes into a triple threat match to be the number one contender for the WWE Championship against Drew McIntyre. Rey Mysterio had to be replaced by his son Dominik. I'm just talking about how Dominik had to replace Rey because he tore something at Payback.
Yeah, they said he tore his tricep or triceps.
Tricep, that's it. Yeah, exactly right. So obviously we did see that because he wasn't able to raise his hand at the end of the match there. So the thing that got me was the entire family was there tonight. It was Rey, it was Angie, it was Aaliyah, and it was Dominik. So it was like a full family affair, which was a bit like, beautiful.
We did have a chuckle because I watched the first half of Raw with Craig, and Craig's like, looked saw Aaliyah. It's like, she looks really familiar, like she's done something before. So he Googles her just to like see where she's at. He goes, okay, so according to Wikipedia, she is best known for being a family member of Rey Mysterio. Okay, she's not done anything. I don't know what else Googling. Like her biography or filmography was not there.
Yeah, exactly right. It's great. But yeah, Dominik obviously backstage, Ray's like, I'm shattered, I don't have this opportunity because I really wanted to end this with Seth. But I have faith in my son and Dominik can do this. And they had a cute little family hug and it was all like, and yeah, Dominik's just like, I have a 619 with a Monday Night Messiah written all over it. So come to the match, which is the first of 3 matches to obviously get this triple threat later in the night. Seth comes out and he is pissed at Murphy about the happenings of the night prior, because Payback and Raw are obviously a day apart. He's pissed that Murphy missed that kick and got him instead. And he screams at him. He's like, I can't have you out here screwing things up for me again. Get out of here and think about what kind of a man you be and where you want to be for the future of WWE and whatever, and like slaps him in the back of the head and everything as he kicks him out. And Buddy's like upset. Like, our Buddy's not having a good time. But yeah, as he's leaving and he looks back at Seth Rollins, Dominik comes out and just takes him out pre-match. Which leads into the Dominik versus Seth match for the contendership for the triple threat match. And yeah, Dominik comes out hard and heavy real quick, and he held his own. Like, you can tell he's definitely confident after that win the night prior. And even though he did an amazing job, unfortunately he couldn't hold his own. He did miss the frog splash. Seth moved, so there was no one there, which put Dominik in position
shortly
to
just after doing
stomp.
a quite nice standing moonsault.
Yeah, he's good. He's really good.
Got some flippity doodads in there. It was nice.
Yeah, he is so good. But yeah, unfortunately, Seth Rollins did get the stomp for the win and then proceeded to stomp him again afterwards while his family looked on in horror, which was disappointing. Which
is nice. You know, it's nice to be there with your family.
Yeah, watching your son get decimated.
Get punched in the face.
Yeah, exactly. But no, he held his own and he did really good. And you can tell he's definitely sort of getting his ground and gaining his confidence. But unfortunately, Seth won this. So he moved on to the next match later in the evening. Yeah. Good match, though. I love watching Dominik.
It was a weird line. Like when it was Seth versus Ray, I had a feeling that Seth was going to get the win. I just, obviously. And then when I saw it was Dominik, I was like, yeah, I'm sorry, Dominik, but it's Seth.
Yeah.
Like,
100%.
Nothing against him, of course.
No.
But, we saw him take the L at SummerSlam, so he was outmanned there. Mm-hmm. And not a whole lot can change in a week. Mm-hmm. No matter how confident you are, the skills that you require to beat a seasoned wrestler like Seth Rollins, it's not going to happen in a week, dude.
One win over his lackey is just not enough. But no, it was still a good match though. It was definitely a really good match. Well fought.
Oh yeah, I certainly enjoyed it. It is a situation of, for me, it was more of, look, I know you're not going to win. I can feel it in my loins, but I am very happy to see him go hard, and that he did. He certainly proved his spot. Was very nice.
Yeah, definitely.
Very nice indeed. Let's keep going on that triple threat. That's because we just started with Seth. Let's run through with that. Mm-hmm. So, additionally, we had, as you said, so Randy Orton was along that where, I'm debating.
Oh, it all ties in together.
Yeah, it all kind of ties together. I'm thinking, all right, so Randy Orton in the ring, Keith Lee comes out. Keith's like, I'm gonna fucking fight your face, and Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, basically he's like, Keith's just like, Randy, you're not entitled to shit because I beat your ass last night. If anybody's entitled, it's me. And I was like, damn right, Keith Lee, you fuck you. Tell him. But yeah, while that's happening, Dolph, Dolph Ziggler comes out.
Dreams of Keith.
Yeah, but Dolph Ziggler comes out and attacks him, and that's obviously set since the pre-match. So the first match of the night was Dolph Ziggler versus Keith Lee in that position. So the matches were Dolph Ziggler versus Keith Lee, Dominik Mysterio versus Seth Rollins, and Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. So Dolph Ziggler actually held his own against Keith Lee. I was not expecting Dolph to do so well, but you could tell he had that like.
Dolph had fire. He did dirty. He started dirty. He was like ready to rock and roll at the start.
He sure was. But yeah, unfortunately, Keith Lee got the better of him. He kicked out of both the Famouser and the Zigzag and dropped Dolph Ziggler with a spirit bomb and got the 1, 2, 3.
Spirit bomb. Dolph
oh
Ziggler
man, he bounced
airborne.
up so high. Yeah, he died. So that was interesting. We did find out during this whole thing that Drew McIntyre has suffered a hairline fracture in his jaw from one of those punts from Randy Orton.
So
Randy's done some damage. So they're not.
We'll see very little Drew until we head into Clash.
We don't know whether we'll see him until Clash, which was very interesting. But this also led into, there was a little video package of Kevin Owens and last week's episode of the KO show where he, clearly showing concern for Aleister Black, was checking on him and Aleister Black attacked him. And Charlie Caruso was at Aleister Black's locker room. She wanted to ask him some questions about what happened last week. And as she's speaking, Randy Orton comes slinking out.
Yeah, does a bit of a walk of shame. He slinks out. He's like,
just
fixes his mouth a little bit. Like, hey, Aleister, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Exactly it. But what I suspected did come to fruition, and that was before Randy Orton's match, as Kevin Owens was making his entrance, Aleister Black came on the attack again.
Yeah, so he comes out, gets a bit of boost on Kevin Owens on the ringside, wearing a lovely short sleeve button shirt with a tie and vest combo. With
Looking
black
very
slacks,
dapper.
black shoes, no socks. That confronted him. That wasn't concerning. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Shoes get stanky, mate. You know when stanky.
Yeah. But yeah, big old black mask. KO gets in the ring, gets thrown in the ring, but KO's adamant that he can do this. He's like, I can do this. And unfortunately not. He cops a big old RKO for the 1, 2, 3, like immediately. So Randy just
so
proving
fast.
that Randy is Randy. It's what Randy does. And he's just so good at it. He's so methodical.
Yeah. So the internet, we doubt that a little bit. So would have recorded fine on your end, but it was a bit shit here. But yeah, very much so. Like Randy did exactly what we did. He was being master manipulator, going in and schmoozing the other competitors, being like, look, if you can help me out here, I'll help you in other ways, etc., etc. How do you think this conversation went down between Black and Randy?
It's hard to say because Randy's got away with words. He'd have to have said something or promised Alistair something. Like, there has to be some sort of exchange there. Maybe he's like, oi, KO was talking about your mama. Who knows? So...
Yeah, because
it's
I think
hard
the situation obviously Black has eyes for Kevin Owens anyway. So it's not as if this is a unprovoked attack. If there wasn't the circumstance of the KO show on last week's episode of Raw, this would be out of the blue. I'd be like, holy shit, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, exactly.
But having seen an action, so maybe Randy's like, look, I can pull some strings. You know who I am. I've done this and that.
Yeah.
13-time champ or whatever. He's pulling them strings, being the puppet master.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because it's that weird line. Like if I try to think what he could offer him, I'm not sure what it is. Unless we're getting a little heel.
Exactly right.
Heel stable, heel faction.
Maybe. Who knows?
It's unlikely, but
it's unlikely, definitely, with Randy's history and stuff like that. But that's interesting because that brings the main event of the show. That triple threat match is going to be Keith Lee versus Seth Rollins versus Randy Orton. So yeah, interesting match ahead.
What a match though! That is obviously two big namers. It's just look. If you want to look at it this way, it is literally a legend. It is the next generation. Recent legend, recent big guy, and then an up and comer. It was like the past, the present, and the future. How
exactly
awesome.
Right. And
How
it was
awesome!
Beautiful. Yeah, it was absolutely beautiful. That match was absolutely killer.
Yeah, it was great. So it looks as if that Randy has been having some words with Seth as well. Because there was a bit of communication around, because
immediately Randy rolls out of the
ring and hangs out, and Seth's all like, "Dude, we chatted, and you said that you would help me, and we'd take this guy together."
Randy's like, "I've done my work tonight. I'm done. Like, have fun with that."
So obviously, Randy is focusing more on being that master manipulator, as I said.
Exactly.
So it's an interesting.
Yeah, which it's interesting because it really puts
his fangs.
Yeah, but it really puts the whole it puts Seth Rollins in question as well. It's like, if Randy can do that to Seth, how has Seth got a follower in Buddy Murphy? How has he managed to master manipulate somebody when he's been manipulated by the Viper?
That is a very, very good point. Because if he is the Messiah that he believes that he is.
It would have been the other way around.
Why would he need the assistance of Randy? Unless he has some concerns, because it's like, granted, after being kicked in the face by your disciple by accident or on purpose, it was clearly by accident, but it just seems unnecessary. It doesn't seem like something that Seth needs.
Yeah, and it makes you wonder what Randy said there.
You've completely made me rethink how this went down.
Yeah, exactly. Because it makes you wonder what Randy's said to make Seth trigger. So, I mean, maybe it's a spot of vulnerability in Seth because of what had happened the night prior. Who knows? But, I'm here to make you think, man. That's why we do this.
So you're here making me think. We had Keith in the ring making me feel.
Ooh,
fucking Keith. Man, Keith. God, I love Keith.
He is so good. Unfortunately, though, Randy Orton does walk out with the number one contendership.
Yeah, so there's a little after he hulks out a little bit, wreck shop. Spirit Bomb's living shit out of Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is in the corner, ready for a stomp. No. Seth goes for a stomp, unsuccessful. Spirit Bomb. Randy comes in, RKO's the shit out of him. Just as he drops, just jumps over Keith, because knowing that Keith can get up, he's like, see ya, and then goes straight for Seth.
Straight onto Seth. Yeah, for the 1, 2, 3 to get the win. Which was interesting because he was so heavily focused on that alliance to get Keith out of the way that Randy was able to capitalize on that and use that against him. And yeah, that's how Randy got the win. So, obviously the Viper strikes again. He knows what he's doing.
All I'm going to say, if you listen back to our Payback in review, it's kind of what I said. Randy versus Drew at Clash. I'm down for it. And that title is going elsewhere. Excuse me while I blow my nose again.
Yeah, I think so too. Speaking of titles possibly going elsewhere, we had the 24/7 championship. Not much to talk about there.
I actually skipped this. I didn't watch it, so
yeah, all it was Akira Tozawa was coming into the venue. He's like, I'm Akira Tozawa and these are my ninjas, as he was driving, and the guy's like, you're not on the list. And he's like, what? And he's like, you're not on the list. And Akira gets out of the car and you can see
internet problems.
R-Truth. You can see R-Truth weaseling his way in.
Just go on. That's all right. I didn't watch it, so I have no idea.
Yeah. But yeah, Akira's like, what's going on here?
So right now, audio listeners,
can you not hear me?
You'll be hearing a little bit of both, and that's a shame. But
what's happened?
Because I'm sure Jem is saying incredibly wise stuff.
I know.
She's a much smarter human being than myself, so I thought I guarantee she's saying the kindest things. Akira Tozawa should have done this. R-Truth now has the championship again. Oh, there we go. We're back.
What the hell? Why do I have no internet?
And she's gone again.
Excuse me.
Oh, are you back?
Hello.
I'm just looking. Oh, she's gone. Excuse. Oh, she's back.
Sorry.
Too good. I kind of just filled the gap with just complete nothing. So
yeah, I don't know what's going on. My internet is just having a fit.
All right, 24/7. Fuck it. R-Truth has it. We'll brush past it. Let's keep going.
Yeah. Sorry, my internet's just having a time. Yeah, R-Truth is the champion again for the umpteenth time. What next?
We're not going to speculate because it's a situation of A, why, 2, why, and does the belt mean care? Can't care. Sorry, 24/7 championship.
Exactly, yeah.
If you were in fact the hardcore title that you should have been, then yeah,
maybe we would.
What I can only hope is that we somehow get the 24/7 championship involved in Raw Underground. And then someone stomps it, and then that becomes like the old hardcore title. It's a repurposed 24/7 title.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Rad.
Can agree with that.
Or they just break and get a new one. That's fine too.
Speaking of Raw Underground, let's talk about that.
Speaking of underwear, that's right, Jem.
I said Raw underwear. So yeah, the whole night everybody's talking about how Titus O'Neil's got his shit going and he's going to be a new man and rah. And he gets 2 out of 3 matches and then he gets cleaned up by Riddick Moss somehow. I guess, fatigue, whatever. But then we do see the debut of Jessamine Duke, and she just absolutely takes out this chick. Who some chick gets in to try and step up, and then Marina Shafir gets in and she just wrecks house in a skirt. Props to her. I'd do the same thing. And then that's when obviously we cue the whole Billie Kay and Peyton Royce thing that we spoke about earlier, which was a bit of funnies. Peyton's just hanging out with Shane McMahon. But it was awesome to see them.
This is the perfect way to bring in Manduke and Shafir. And
100%.
It's wonderful, absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, it is. It is awesome. It is 100% the way to bring them in, and they absolutely wrecked house. It was awesome.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very difficult to hold a conversation when you suddenly start roboting. You're like,
I'm so sorry.
it's all right.
I really need a new setup.
The difficulty is the editing, because I'm too lazy to edit it properly, so there'll just be windows of time of us talking over each other.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah, moving right along. So let's see. Let me have a look. We've covered that.
So much happened that it's so hard to know where to go.
It's
next.
weird. Yes, so much happened, but
Yeah.
also like nothing happened.
Yeah, and it's like that Payback was just so seamless and it was so easy to talk about because everything just flowed so nicely, and then Raw's just like, let's throw shit at a fan and see what sticks. Yeah, it was a tricky one.
Let's go with Asuka. Let's keep the lady talk on. Let's bring in Asuka.
Asuka, I do love Asuka. So, Asuka's interviewed in ring by Charlie Caruso. She's asked, who's next? Because Asuka's like, who's challenging me? And Charlie's like, has anyone answered? And Asuka's like, nobody's ready for Asuka, but Asuka's ready for everybody. Hi, excuse me, 6-time women's champ here. Like, I should be next. And I was like, yeah, you should. Like, damn, Mickie James. And then in that same sentence, Lana and Natalya come out and they all get into a big old shouting match. And basically Lana's like, you want Natty, like you'll have to go through Natty to get to Asuka, and if you want to go through Natty, you've got to go through me. So this leads into a match with Asuka on commentary. He's hilarious every time. And awesome match. Absolutely loved it. It was great to see Lana wrestling again. We haven't seen her wrestle for a while. And yeah, Lana just got her ass handed to her. Mickie James clocked her with a big old, what she calls the Mick kick, which is a rip-off of Trish Stratus's chick kick. And yeah, got the 1, 2, 3 to get the win, which was awesome. I, for one, would love to see Mickie James against Asuka, especially after they botched her comeback. Yeah, it would be so good. I mean, Mickey's had it 6 times. Clearly, there's something there. So, I would love to see it.
Yeah. For me, it was not. Once again, we've long discussed about how there seems to be the same number of women on Recycle when it comes to the main roster, and this is Look, granted, Mickey's been around for a while, but not the last couple of years, man. Like, she's not been as part of this picture, and I can't see why the hell not.
Sorry, I've lost sound.
Yeah, and I can't. That's all right. Yeah, look, I can't see why the hell not. I'm down with it. It was good. It was interesting to see. It was interesting to see Lana in the ring again. We haven't seen Lana in a while, especially with the ring. So she was rocking that blue and yellow Wolverine suit I think it was from Rumble last year. So yeah, it was cool to see that. Like, I still don't understand entirely why that she's teamed up with Natalya.
All right,
but,
I'm gonna have to do some finagling here because my headset's just died on me, and I don't have any other headphones. No. So this is just gonna come over here so I can talk while not hearing you, if you know what I mean.
Good call, my fair. It's coming through speakers.
Sorry?
Coming through speakers now? So
yeah, you're coming through the speakers now, so I've got this away from the speakers.
Okay. Cool. I apologise.
I know, and it's all on my end, and I'm so sorry.
No, like, I'm in the same boat. Like, I've not been bringing the energy. I'm not the same energy.
It's hard to do when you got technical difficulties, and like I said, there's so much going on. Like, it's just such a kerfuffle that it's hard. Like I said, Payback was so seamless, so it was so easy to just hit every beat. Where this was so all over the place, it's like, fuck, what do I pick up next? Like, it's not easy. Like, it's crazy how, like, convoluted the main shows are compared to the pay-per-views. So it really gives you something to think about.
Yeah, because the one thing with pay-per-views, because it's match, there's less of this story, which is interesting because we love the story stuff, right? But it's almost as if the story stuff that we love is what's slowing down and
Yeah,
fucking
exactly
with the
right.
weekly show. Like, because we saw storytelling in the ring at pay-per-view, like, and that's what it was, and like we were seeing those nuances and those subtleties, and here we're getting the fucking chick.
Oh yeah, again,
for some
which was
reason.
hilarious, by the way, because Angel Garza is just a puss bag.
I the second I saw her face, I was like, you're going to be around a while, and I'm going to hate it. And sure enough, she's been around a while, and sure enough,
we see
I
her
hate
kissing
it.
Ivar and then hanging out with Angel Garza, and oh my god, that was hilarious.
See, that's not the problem. I too would kiss Ivar, so that's not
Yeah.
that's not the issue here. Angel Garza doesn't look as smoochy as.
But speaking of like looking
Ivar,
good,
so.
like hello Zelina Vega. Oh,
Oh man, I don't know how she does it.
she's a cosplayer. She knows how to make things stick.
Because there's not much clothes.
Oh, so good.
God,
But
it's
that
impressive.
tag tornado match was amazing.
Like, it was actually good. So once again, it's very similar to what we discussed yesterday with Payback when it comes to the Raw Tag Team Championship. It's like, well, where are they going to go? And the answer is a different stipulation on the Street Profits against the Zelina's
Angel
boys.
Garza and Andrade again. So, but like, I think this was cool because we haven't seen a tornado tag match in a while. So it's good to see them just all in the ring, free for all at the same time. And then, unfortunately, we do see the venue start to glitch out, and you're like, oh shit, Retribution's here. Which they are, and even Zelina got her hands in the fight on that one, which was awesome. She's like standing there like shit, oh fuck it, and just elbows somebody, which was great. But yeah, first thing Angel Garza does is he hightails it, and then you see him backstage with Demi, and she's like, you just abandoned everyone. He's like, no, I'm protecting you, because if anything happened to you, then I don't know what I'd do to myself. And then they run into Retribution out the back, and the minute they see them, he hightails it, and Demi's like, oh shit, and she has to hightail it too. So I don't know how well Angel Garza is going to fare in that relationship, but
because that's one thing that the ladies love, Jem, is when you
yeah, exactly it.
right in the face of danger.
I don't want you unless you
Leave
run
them
away
there.
from danger. Like,
It's a big turn on.
you don't want Retribution? Me neither. Let's go, baby.
Saying that though, in terms of self-preservation, they like that's the best. Like he will live. He
Yes,
will
that's
now
true.
live to love another day. Demi's
That
dead.
is very true. Whereas everybody else got their hands to them, including Zelina Vega. The fact that Zelina showed that she's stronger than Angel Garza is something else. Loved it.
Not surprised. Zelina's
But yeah,
Zelina's the
so the other thing that happened was there was a little match between it was Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander, I believe. So obviously VIP lounge, Bobby Lashley is the guest. Cedric Alexander comes out and is like, oh, so you're considering my options again? And Cedric's like, no. And I didn't come alone either. And the Viking Raiders are right there to attack, which was awesome to see them with him. So yeah, this leads into a match. Where are my notes? I can't remember what happened because I didn't really.
Shelton facing calls out Cedric.
Oh yeah, that's it. It was a
Ball
six-man
breaks
tag
out
match.
And Cedric gets the roll up on
and then
MVP
it
for the
was Shelton Benjamin versus Apollo Crews at Underground. So yeah, six-man tag match, which again was awesome. Like nothing beats the Viking Raiders just absolutely wrecking house with Cedric Alexander in tow. Alexander was, after a big brawl breaks out, Alexander was able to get the roll up on MVP for the win. But instead of attacking him, the crew just walked away and they were like applauding him and like, raise your hands, guys, good job. Like, well done. Until we see them cut backstage and they're absolutely beating the shit out of Cedric Alexander. To which Ricochet and Apollo Crews come up to help, which leads them into Underground, which is that match there. And yeah, just the Hurt Business just wreck house in Underground for the second week in a row.
Yeah, so it looks as if they are like once again when your name is the Hurt Business, it makes sense for them to want to get involved in Underground. We speculated on that yesterday as well. So it's totally the best call for them to be there. One thing I did also note, Bobby Lashley has appeared to have renamed the full
Yep.
Lashley. It is now the
I
Hurt
prefer
Lock.
that. Yeah, so much better. The Hurt Lock is... It hurts and it's a good lock, so I can agree with that for sure.
Yeah, he locks you in place and it
Yeah,
fucking
exactly,
hurts.
yeah.
Kind of ticks all the boxes, really. I'm quickly having a good look over the cut.
Yeah, there was a little thing with Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax there talking about how they put their differences aside, and I was like, she followed my lead like I told her to, and Shayna was like, no, she did what I told her to, and then I took out Bailey with her own friend, like I choked her out with Sasha, and then Asuka comes up, and then they get pissed at Asuka about trying to take their interview, and Asuka like pushes Shayna, and Nia gets up in Asuka's face, and she just walks away. So yeah, it was a thing. I'm actually really interested to see more Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler as a tag team. I think this is going to be a very interesting thing, especially now that they're going to be facing the Riot Squad at Clash of Champions. Yeah, I am very interested to see how that's going to go, because obviously the Riot Squad do have that better dynamic. So, but they are a smaller team. So, who knows? Maybe they can use that to their advantage.
Yeah. It's a weird thing. I have a feeling that it made more sense for the Riot Squad as a long-term team to have those titles, but when you look, as you said, look at those numbers, man. You look at Riot Squad, and you look at you look at Ruby, you look at Liv, and then you look at Baszler, and you look at Shania Payne, and you're like, well,
yeah,
let's go, girls.
Clearly, they've got the numbers game.
Man, they don't punch like women.
Yeah.
You're seeing it right.
Nah, unless they pull something out of their ass, like I don't know, maybe like a Sarah return. I don't know.
Oh,
hey?
Sarah's pregnant, so she can't.
Okay, never mind then.
Sarah's pregnant, isn't she?
Interesting.
Oh, that would be amazing. She comes back with a small fucking Viking.
The Viking baby. You're welcome.
That would actually make me want to rate Raw higher, because right now I really don't. But that does bring us to the end of Raw. We went through all of it. Jem, how do you rate this?
Look, it was a clusterfuck, but there was a lot of story going on, I guess. Oh, look, I just call it down the middle and call it a cat. Yeah.
Nah, man, it's a bar at best, and you're the only reason it's a bar.
Yeah.
Fucking Keith. I was watching it, and what made it fun was Keith. Made it fun was watching it with Craig. Not like even though there were some things that furthered some of the storylines that we have discussed, and
they've got a month until the next pay-per-view. They could have stretched it out.
It felt like they spanned their wheels. We're still no further to know who Retribution are or what they're doing. We saw a repeat match between Street Profits and Garza and shit. The triple threat match was cool, but the winner was exactly who you think it was going to be. And I appreciate the setup and putting a bunch of singles matches, creating a little mini tournament. That's awesome. That doesn't happen enough. Great. Raw Underground was shown in a cool way, and we saw the other some of the four horsemen of MMA get involved, which is great, giving them finally some TV time. Big thumbs up to that. But overall, it was just. But as you said, coming off the back of Payback, which was just smooth. It was exciting. Compare how I'm sitting here today compared to how I was sitting here yesterday. The energy was different. The momentum was different. Everything about Payback had me feel completely different. And here I'm just left feeling flat and because even though
I'm even having technical difficulties
about
it.
I just can't. I just couldn't
exactly right. We say that too
apparently.
Much.
But even then, I just simply couldn't.
Yeah, no. Unfortunately, it was hard to watch, and it did take me some time.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, thank you very much for joining me, Jem. Even though the internet across Australia
so
is
sorry.
garbage right now, you're still able to take the time. That's all right. It's not your fault. It's not you. You're not intentionally fucking the internet. It's all good. And you didn't intentionally make Raw bad, so you know, so it's all good. But what my child has discovered a party blower, so he's down there. So there it is. Oh, there it is again. One more. Nope, he's done. This was our Raw in review. It comes at you every Thursday morning at 8 a.m. on your podcast services, 9 a.m. on those YouTubes. If you want to join that wrestling conversation, you can head over to the Facebook group, Twitter, Discord, Instagram. All those links are in the down below area. If you want to watch the show live, you can. Twitch.tv/thepopculturist, and you can watch us record this show live. Just like Dash, the Mad Dog, and Craig did this evening. Additionally, you can support the show by telling your friends, telling your family about this podcast. If you're listening on podcast service, be sure to give us a 5-star rating and written review. If you're on the YouTube, be sure to like, subscribe, watch the video, ring the notification bell, leave a comment. We'll always be there to have a chat. But yeah, support us financially, patreon.com/popculturist, as well as our merchandise store, popculturist.com/shop. We can buy shirts and other assorted shit with our logos on it. But until next week, when we don't have another pay-per-view, man, I'm kind of burnt on pay-per-views. Fuck me. Because we have All Out this weekend. Jesus
Glad to have a
Christ.
break.
Luckily, we're not doing any content around it, because goddamn. Oh, yeah.
And I'm no
But
longer
until then,
iconic.
I'm Ryan Betson.
I'm Jem. Night.
We'll see you then. More like R-I-I-P... No, it didn't work. The Young and the Restless, the Pop Culturist WWE podcast, is fan support over at Patreon at patreon.com/thepopculturist. And we'd like to thank our Patreon producers and our Patreon founders for their kindness, their support, and their generosity. Our Patreon founders: Alpha Ferret, Craig O'Flaherty, David Chataway, Jesse Stevenson, and Jacob Garner. And our Patreon producers: AJ Abatomi, Damian Holdies, Kyle Dunn, Lee Wintershoven, Nathan Massetti, Paul James, Pure Mongrel, and Sean Levitt.